this journey has been phenomenal. And I can tell you, after Shark Tank, life is not the same as it used to be. So I think a lot of buzz around, and I you caught me in this busy schedule. And but I think from India point of view, as I'm sitting in India, it's almost 9 o'clock in the night, so it's quite ease off. But I think in this conversation I'll share how this journey started and how we have reached here, and it will be my pleasure to share that story with you.
थैंक यू सो मच सुरेंद्र। सो आप आपकी शुरुआत कैसे हुई सुरेंद्र? आप ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री से हैं और आप दुनिया के काफी शहरों में रहे। शुरू किया आपने वॉल्वो ग्रुप से, फिर होंडा में गए, वहां से हुंडई, हुंडई से इसूजू, फिर जनरल मोटर्स और फिर काइनेटिक होंडा। तो ये बड़ा ऑटोमोबाइल ऑटोमोबाइल से एप्रल, और एप्रल में भी बड़ा यूनिक एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड एप्रल। तो ये जर्नी क्या क्या वो पिवटिंग पॉइंट था जिसके बाद आप ऑटोमोबाइल से निकल करके एप्रल की इंडस्ट्री में आए?
आई थिंक द जर्नी जैसे आपने बताया, एक्चुअली स्टार्टिंग मेरी काइनेटिक होंडा से हुई। सो सबसे पहले जब आप कॉलेज और एमबीए पास आउट होके जैसे ही आप कॉर्पोरेट इंडस्ट्री में कदम रखते हैं, आई थिंक एक लर्निंग एप्टीट्यूड था। और शुरू से आज तक, इवन ये सब करियर में होने के बाद भी, आई ऑलवेज से कि किसी भी कॉर्पोरेट पर्सन, और इफ यू आर एंटरप्रेन्योर माइंडसेट, आपका एक स्टूडेंट माइंडसेट होना चाहिए। जो ये स्टूडेंट माइंडसेट है, बोलने के लिए इजी लगता है, बट व्हेन यू ग्रो इन योर करियर, और जब आप ऐसे पोजीशन पे पहुंच जाते हैं जहां यू हैव टू बी रियली हम्बल टू एक्सेप्ट दैट यू डोंट नो दीज थिंग्स, और यह सब्जेक्ट का आपका ग्रिप नहीं है, एंड यू नो डिपेंड ऑन योर सबॉर्डिनेट सेइंग दैट कि आई डोंट नो दिस और आप मुझे ये सिखाइए। ये जो एटीट्यूड है, आई थिंक ये पूरी जर्नी में एक कांस्टेंट रहा, और सबसे ज्यादा मुझे इसी माइंडसेट से फायदा हुआ। तो जब भी मैं कोई नई इंडस्ट्री में या नए मार्केट में, कहने के लिए ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री है जिसमें मैंने काम किया पहले, बट आई थिंक जो बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट का जो रोल था, हर कंट्री, हर प्रोडक्ट के साथ वो इतना चेंज होता था कि जब आप किसी एक ज्योग्राफी से छोड़ के दूसरी ज्योग्राफी में जाते हैं, तो आपके लिए कल्चर, आपका प्रोडक्ट का एक्सेप्टेंस इन द मार्केट, सब कुछ चेंज हो जाता है। तो इन माय अर्ली डेज, जब मैं काइनेटिक होंडा में था, ये जेवी प्रोडक्ट था। और उस समय, सॉरी, उस समय काइनेटिक विच वाज जो मार्केट में आया, तो ये बहुत ही यूनिक प्रोडक्ट था। यू नो लोगों को पहले गियर वाले स्कूटर की आदत थी, उनको एक बजाज चेतक काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट की आदत थी, और सडनली काइनेटिक होंडा जब आया, विच इज वेरी सिमिलर टू होंडा एक्टिवा नाउ। तो जब लोगों को हम ये बताते थे कि इसमें गियर नहीं है, तो लोग सोचते थे अच्छा गियर नहीं है तो ये तो बहुत कम पावर वाला हो गया, ये पावर कैसे लेगा, ये इलेक्ट्रिक स्टार्ट है, तो इसमें पानी लग जाएगा तो इलेक्ट्रिक शॉक लग जाएगा, हम तो गाड़ी बाहर पार्क करते हैं। यू कैन इमेजिन कि इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस हमारे पास आते थे, और उस समय वो इस प्रोडक्ट को लॉन्च कर रहे थे। तो मेरी जर्नी उसी से स्टार्ट हुई, जब मैं ऐसे प्रोडक्ट के साथ एसोसिएट हुआ जिसको आपको मार्केट में स्टैब्लिश करना है। तो जब आप ऐसे चैलेंजेस आपके करियर में इनिशियल में देख लेते हैं, तो आपको एक ऐसा एटीट्यूड हो जाता है कि एवरीथिंग इज नॉट सो इजी इन दिस वर्ल्ड टू एक्चुअली गेट एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ द कस्टमर्स। तो ये जो फिलॉसफी थी स्टूडेंट वाली, हम लोग भी सीखते थे, कस्टमर से भी, डीलर से भी। तो धीरे धीरे जब हमने मार्केट सेट किया, काफी ट्रैवल करना पड़ा। हम लोग रोडों पर लोगों को टेस्ट ड्राइव्स देते थे। आई रिमेम्बर कि मैं नागपुर में समर में, व्हेन इट यूज टू बी 47-48 डिग्री, हम लोग रोड पे खड़े होके उनको टेस्ट ड्राइव्स देते थे कि सर आप आके ये देखिए गाड़ी, ये हमने नई लॉन्च की है। हमारे डीलर का स्टाफ होता था, काफी लोग होते हैं, और हम लोग हेड ऑफिस से जाते थे। तो ये जब आप जर्नी देख लेते हो, तो देन यू स्टार्ट एनालाइजिंग कि कस्टमर क्या सोचता है और कस्टमर कहाँ कन्विंस हो रहा है। तो धीरे धीरे हमारा मार्केट शेयर बढ़ा, काफी ट्रैवल किया इंडिया के हर कोने में। मैंने फ्रॉम आसाम के और बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर, मुर्शिदाबाद, डिब्रूगढ़, उस वहां से लेके आई बीन टू पूरा विदर्भा, फ्रॉम अमरावती, गोंदिया, भंडारा, बुल्दाना, चिकलधारा। दीज आर द थिंग्स वेयर वी हैव गॉन टू द विलेजेस। केरला में हम लोग त्रिशूर के एक एक गली में, टिल त्रिवेंद्रम, पूरा केरला कवर किया, पूरा कर्नाटक कवर किया, जयपुर, पठानकोट, कश्मीर तक हम लोग गए। तो ये जो जब आपका फाउंडेशन ऐसा वाला बन जाता है, तो आपके लिए जो आपने ये स्ट्रगल किया है, तो उसके बाद जो भी आएगा, तो यू हैव एक्चुअली एक बेस जहां आप कस्टमर साइकोलॉजी समझते हो। तो जब भी आप कोई बिजनेस करते हैं, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कस्टमर साइकोलॉजी, और वो आपको बुक्स में नहीं मिलती, वो आपको ग्राउंड पे मिलती है। तो दैट हैज बीन जर्नी इन इंडिया। जब उसके बाद फिर मैं इंडिया से बाहर का मेरा जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ। 10 से 15 साल मैंने बाहर काम किया, विच इंक्लूडेड मिडल ईस्ट में काफ़ी मैंने, और नॉर्थ अफ्रीका के काफ़ी कंट्रीज में हमने री एक्सपोर्ट भी किया। तो वहाँ की जर्नी में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ये रहा कि जब आप नए कंट्री में ये लैंड करते हो, तो आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता होता। इंडिया में एटलीस्ट आपको पता है कि यू नो ये पंजाब है, ये नॉर्थ है, ये वेस्ट है, ईस्ट है, तो आपको थोड़ा, आपको कस्टमर और उनका थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड पता चलता है। यहाँ सब कुछ नया था। तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये थी कि जब आप ऐसे वाले मार्केट में वापस से आपका जर्नी स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, टू अंडरस्टैंड कस्टमर साइकोलॉजी। और वो जर्नी ऐसा रहा कि मैं 6-7 साल में हमने काफी ब्रांड्स के साथ वहाँ काम किया। अच्छा ग्रोथ हुआ। और उस ग्रोथ का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट कारण ये था कि मैंने कस्टमर, वहाँ के जो लोकल कस्टमर, हु इज योर रियल कस्टमर, उसके साथ कनेक्ट बनाया। और मैं 6-7 महीने में ही लैंड करते ही वहाँ का लैंग्वेज मैंने धीरे धीरे पिकअप करना शुरू कर दिया। और 1 साल के बाद ऐसा टाइम आया कि मैं वहाँ की गांव वाली अरबिक में बात करने लगा। So that actually changed the way I started connecting with people। और जब उनका मुझे सपोर्ट मिला, कस्टमर्स ऑल्सो दे यूज टू गेट वेरी एक्साइटेड कि आप हमारी भाषा में बात कर रहे हैं। और तब मुझे लगा कि जब आपको किसी कस्टमर में, इट इज मार्केट और कस्टमर में कनेक्ट होना जितना जरूरी है, और वो कनेक्ट अगर थोड़ा आपका जब डीप होगा, उसका जो मल्टीपल इफेक्ट आपको मिलता है, आइदर इन योर स्ट्रेटजीज, अंडरस्टैंडिंग कस्टमर, और प्रोडक्ट पोजिशनिंग, मार्केटिंग, ब्रांडिंग, आपके कीवर्ड्स, सब कुछ वहीं पे आ जाता है। तो दैट गेव मी एक्सट्रीमली गुड लिवरेज ओवर माय अदर कलीग्स। एंड मैं उसी कंट्री में, जहां मैंने एंट्री लेवल में शुरू किया था, और मैं जाके कंट्री हेड भी बना फॉर देयर कॉर्पोरेट सेल्स और नेशनल ऑपरेशंस। तो वहाँ का भी जर्नी मुझे काफी एक्साइटिंग लगा। तो और आई थिंक इट वाज ए एक्सट्रीमली गुड लर्निंग कर्व।
So the thing is, you traveled in India all along, from north to east, east to west and north to south. Then you went out in foreign land and, without any much knowledge of the geography or the people or the sentiments, and you conquered that world also. So now let's talk about Unwind Minds. This is the brand or the
Yeah.
company that you have, and then the brand is TURMS. How this started? This I have heard that this brand was already there, not doing that good. Then you came in, you bought the company. When was
Mhm.
that? How did it happen? And then what are the first initial 5-6 steps which helped you in gain the momentum where you are today?
Okay, it's a very good question, and I think people are talking about this terms ka turnaround. That's the hashtags which are getting popular. But I think before coming to this terms as a subject, this my corporate journey actually took me after the Middle East journey. I was again as appointed as a director in Volvo Group, which is a Sweden-based group, and that also gave me a very different perspective towards new business development. And I think uh, that entrepreneurship as a subject, which I learned in Volvo Group and also the Volvo Group joint venture company, which is called VECV, which was the founding stone for me to take a bit more risk, because the culture in Volvo Group and the Volvo Group JV is that you take ownership of the subjects. And when I was doing project in Volvo, I got a chance to work as a CEO for Volvo's joint venture in South Africa. So I was deputed by Volvo Group in Volvo South Africa, and I was the CEO country head. And good part of that corporate journey was that I was the founding CEO of that company. So we formed the company. It was a small office to start with. But I think when you get this kind of exposure suddenly, and when you are again in a foreign country with again different kind of background of uh, ethical background of ethnical background of the people there, leave apart black and white, but there are maybe five different kinds of white cultures, or different five cultures into the black. So slowly, when you go deeper into it, then you understand, how to manage, the people in that. Because when you are appointing senior staff, senior management in that, that's a journey which I have gone through. We started appointing dealers in different part of South Africa. And then when the slowly the business developed, we also went into Southern Africa. So when you're doing that, you have seen the journey from a zero revenue till an extent which gives you a confidence that you can steer any company from a scratch, or which was as good as a startup. So in COVID times, I was back in India, and I was fortunate to be in my hometown where I've never got chance to stay, and it is in Rajasthan, place called Jodhpur. And that actually was the time when, in COVID, when you are just out of the COVID, and still you are employed in Volvo, you can have very good options to go any other country to develop business. But at that time point, I thought, it's been now quite a while I was out of India, and I wanted to do something of my own in India, kind of. And
जी.
at that time, we started investing in small startups, along with my very close friend Sushil Sharma, who owns Marwadi Catalyst as a
मारवाड़ी
accelerator
कैटलिस्ट.
company. So we both were, in our free time in Saturday, Sundays, we used to sit, deliberate, and in that journey, we did very small angel investments. But when we were doing that journey, we actually got a chance to see terms as an investment opportunity. So this company was looking for some investments, and luckily, I was one of the customer of terms long time back. So I knew the product, and we saw that, okay, this is extremely good product. But COVID had the, many people had bad time in COVID, and so as this company, so they had their own bad time or bad share of that time. And this was an opportunity where we were supposed, either we invest, or there was an option to even a complete buyout. And when we did a due diligence, and we thought, we can take over this company and run it ourselves. And at that time, we decided, we did the due diligence, we met the legal councils, and we thought, okay, well, let us start the process of taking over. And that's how myself and Sushil, we both started to go deeper into the process of taking over the company.
Yeah, for the benefit of the startup founders, because you adopted or you bought a company which was already in existence and then trying to, started building it. My question to you, Surendra, is, in one of the interview I heard that you didn't buy the company, you bought the brand.
Very
So
true.
if you could define that for the benefit of our startup founders to make that understanding that, what is the brand, what is the company, if you buy the
Mhm.
company, what are the
Mhm.
liabilities you are going to own, and how it should be done. So I think that would be very beneficial to our
Mhm.
listeners.
No, no, extremely good point. Actually, I can tell you that is a game changer decision, I would say. When we were discussing with our lawyers, and then when we deep dived, then our legal team suggested that, we shouldn't go for the complete buyout, and you should only go for asset, and only the brand intangible asset buyout, kind of. And that was one of the biggest, I would say, game changer decision, as I said. And what happens is, when you buy a complete company, a legal company, that means then you are liable for all the liabilities of that company. And when you take liabilities, then the game is completely different, because you are still into the circle, or kind of subjects, which you will have to deal with the old vendors, you will have to deal with the debt, or the earlier employees, some dues, or even GST and taxation kind of purpose. So it
Correct.
becomes, I think it becomes very easy whenever any other founder, or anybody who wants to take over, or buy out any company. I think the first option should, or easier option, should be only the brand buyout, unless and until, if there are no other compulsions to that. So in our case, we were very clear, and we took the decision of buying only the brand. So when we bought the brand, we take the trademarks, we take all the IPs, we take all the digital assets, which includes their customer base, their social media platform rights, and everything which is actually related to customer comes in your basket. And that's how we actually did the deal. And we were able to capitalize on whatever customers and customer base we got through, and it gave us a very good founding platform to kickstart our or restart our journey. And having said that, it looks easy when you say, okay, we have taken everything customers, and we when we took over, it was close to 400,000 kind of customer base. But the challenges started after we took over. So this was a good part and everything. And when we, now when the day one comes, that everything is now in your basket, and you start. Actually, and that's the journey actually I really want to share, that it was not a cakewalk kind of journey when it looks like, we are buying company. The challenges started from the day one itself. So what happened was that, when you have 400,000 kind of customers, and first day when you relaunch the product, we did a complete analysis of what kind of product and price points at which this company was built. Okay, this company did a good top line, but they were struggling to massive extent for their bottom line. There was no
Bottom
profit. Yeah, so it was deep into red. And reason when we deep dive into was that they were actually only focusing on the top line with giving heavy discounts or buy one get one, and never unit economics was never ever positive. Okay, we thought it will be easy for us to, we increase the price and stuff, and we will make unit economics positive and restart the company. But that was not the case, and we struggled heavily for first 3 to 4 months, because not even 2% of 400,000 customers actually came back to us. And all the comments were that, earlier I used to get this product at half the price, and even below the half the price. And why I suddenly should I pay this much, because the management has changed. And if we do that kind of pricing, we will be in deep losses again, and the story will repeat. So we were very, very clear that even if we have to restart, it may be a bit slow, but we were very adamant on that we will do a profitable business. We will bring value to the customer by increasing our quality. We will do or educate our customers that why this clothing, which has so much of tech into it, is value for money even at this price. And I think it is easier said than done. But when we took this challenge as a marketing team, and we sat with the transformation chart, that how we should transform, we started contacting. We made a basket out of that 4,000. Who are the customers who have bought more than particular amount of either number of apparels, or particular threshold of the amount they have spent on the platform. And we started very, very small, and we started educating them with our videos. And we had a extremely good photo shoot where you can really show the quality of products. And this was also my learning curve, that people think only your one photo shoot wherever done can solve your purpose, like e-commerce and all. I can tell you I was completely wrong. We have spent huge money on actually high class photography, which actually shows what you're trying to sell. And that was learning curve for me. And earlier I was a bit hesitant to spend that kind of money, because if quality stuff will take, it's not cheap.
line.
So we have spent, and I think that was one of the good decisions, that investing in that kind of photography and high end photography. Now people started coming in. We started slowly selling. But again, second problem started coming in then, was that whenever we used to run ads on Google or Meta, the old customers who in COVID, they couldn't get their products on time, or they have actually missed their parcels. So there were a
Ah,
lot of customers who were not happy with the company. So, and it was into multi of thousands. When the problem was that, the older company, their website was on, they were taking orders, because in COVID lockdown, they couldn't fulfill the orders. So either it went to the courier company, or it went to, some other hands, and everything was, they never got their money back, or they never got their product. So that kind of customers were also huge on social media. And we were like bombarded, and we were again down. And then we thought, because you can't contact each one of them because they are writing from their social media account, and we don't have their contact numbers. And how do
Mm-hmm.
you reach them and saying that things have changed? And our social media was full. Then we had again, we were in the boardroom sitting, okay, how do we manage this situation? We then decided to hire call center agents, trying to see their, every customer we used to reply.
Uh-huh.
How much is possible? I still haven't reached all 100%, but I can say 90+% we cleared off. We got their email ID or phone number by chatting with them and extra, and we cleared, and we started giving them discount coupons as a compensation, that
Good, good
if you have
gesture. Yeah.
spent, yeah,
Mhm.
if you spend 2000 rupees, I can't give you 2000 rupees in cash, but I can compensate 50% of your loss, but by giving you four coupons of 250 rupees each. Okay,
Mhm.
this made economic sense for us too, because in single order he can only redeem one coupon, which is 250 rupees. But he is still the person, when he has already lost his 2000 rupees, he was saying, okay, I'm at least something I am able to gain out of my earlier loss. And for us, giving 250 rupees discount on each apparel was also not, even though it was, we were losing little bit, but it is good to bring back the positive feedback on the social media.
Right,
It
right,
took
right.
4.5 to 5 months to clear that. And I can tell you that transformation actually helped, because those people started writing good comments about the new company. And that's
Mhm.
how where the positive wheel started rolling. And we saw, okay, now we see the old customers and no negative reviews. And because even a single negative review or a comment kills your 10 new customers. And we
Yeah.
were very, very finicky about that. And we solved that. I think that was one of the biggest learning. Third change, what we did was again a massive one. That also I would say one of the key pillars for change of this company's transformation into this where we are today is that we started, in MBA. And sometimes when I go as a guest lecturer into few MBA colleges, I love the subject of branding, and how do you communicate your brand philosophy. And also when you are selling some product, don't try to sell features, try to sell benefits of the product.
Benefits.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that philosophy applied, and we actually started telling that our jeans, which has four technologies into it, like anti-stain, anti-odor, antibacterial, antifungal. If you have to give some name to it, and one single line which can click some or ring some bells into their mind. And we said, okay, the name can be 30-day no wash jeans for your travel. So it's called 30-day no wash denim. And
Mhm.
that became a viral stuff online on our social media and our digital ads. Similar pattern we used for our other products. Our recently launched product called, which is a socks, which we have done, took 6 to 7 months for our development. And after all that quality check and testing, now it is called 7-day no smell socks for your travel. And it is selling like anything. Similar for our white shirt, it's called fearless white shirts. And then our t-shirts and round neck t-shirts, which are also anti-stain, anti-odor. And those, then apart from the name, we thought, if we deliver highest level of quality, more than what the customer is expecting, then we will get a wow factor, not only because of the tech, but also about the quality of the fabric which we want to deliver. Because your tech can give you a wow factor one time, but if a person is wearing every day, he's not wearing because it is anti-stain, he's wearing because it's comfortable and it is made out of some special fabric. Just to tell you a little bit of details, like this t-shirt which I'm wearing is the same t-shirt I was at the Shark Tank also, and it is one
Yes.
of our popular, and I love this color, and it is going one of our highest selling SKUs. So
Sure.
when I tell about a story, the t-shirt, when you see, only look at t-shirt, you don't find much of difference. But when we tell behind the scene about the t-shirt, people go wow, kind of. The story is like, when you make t-shirts, we are one of the company who actually decide what kind of cotton will be used to make the yarns. Okay, why do we do that? Because when we go into the market, you have various kind of cotton, and that cotton actually decides your premiumness of your fabric and threads. So what
Mhm.
happens, we actually are very very cautious about what is the age of the cotton crop. If it is new crop, you will have the whiteness into it. If it is little old, you will start having the yellowness into it. And
Yellowness,
when
yeah.
you yellowness is due to its, the kind of, it is getting some coating of dust and all that. So what happens is, when you use the uh, yellow one, you will not be able to put your natural dyes into it. The absorption of that, it will not be proper. When you're making yarn, we also take care of how long the strands are. So longer the strand, less joints you have. So when you have less joints, you have, whenever you rub your t-shirt fabric, you will have
Yeah.
less hairiness into it. So it gives you premium look. And then once you have, when we make this yarn, it actually gets dyed, and we use traditional method of hanging on the hangers to dry it, rather than putting into the heaters and machines
Mhm.
and dryer, so that the color fabric gets absorbed to the core. And when the fabric is converted into t-shirt, you will have the newness, and the long life of that color is maintained. So these things. And also, one of the thing which I have learned in this industry, when your yarn is fabric is made and ready to be cut and sewed for t-shirt, the relaxing process plays extremely important role. I'm going in bit of more in detail, because these things I've learned and plays a huge difference in our way we are making it. So when you relax the fabric, it is, if you cut it very fast, it has not relaxed well. So your size will have variation of 0.6 mm to sometimes even 0.7 mm. So when it is completely relaxed, we give 1 day extra for relaxation. So it is actually completely naturally relaxed, and then only we cut into sizes. So we have gone into so much of detail. Then the application of a tech comes in, where we use sustainable water. And when I say sustainable, means the company where we manufacture this, the MD of the company actually drinks glass of water from that water which is being used for the recycled. So that level of, I've never seen.
Mhm.
I'm very proud of that company who actually have gone to that detail. Second, when we use natural substance for our coating, which includes red aloe vera, is one of the very unique, and maybe probably we are the first in the world to use this into apparel industry.
Mhm.
Red aloe vera is being used into cosmetics, high-end cosmetics, because it is very costly, very effective though. It is 58,000 Indian rupees per kg. So, that's the price point we are talking about.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, when we use that kind of coating, it becomes a little bit costlier for us. But I think the kind of softness, anti-odor properties, anti-stain properties also are into very sustainable way. So whole concept is not a t-shirt, but actually a journey. How we make that is actually more important to us.
Very nice. Super, super. And the attention to details, what you just described, that,
Yeah.
giving one more day for it to, come to its natural size and everything. So you are really, you are very meticulous in planning. So now let's go back to some business questions. Where are you manufacturing, and where are you designing these products?
Okay. See, we are popularly now known as bit of not completely slow fashion, but we are not the fast fashion also. So we are in between. But as when we talk about sustainability, we want our products to live longer, not to be fast fashion kind of designs and stuff. So we have limited SKUs. That's why we don't spend too much of high end design and stuff. We know that, okay, if you have to make subtle colors, subtle clothings, and limited SKUs. So we outsource this to few of designers, where our team actually joins them and we design the product. But I think more important than designing in our brand is how do we use the tech into it, because this is the formulation is a patented formulation. So what
Uh,
happens is, it's a combination of 4 or 5 technologies into it. Then we also have red aloe vera angle to it, because when in this industry, when you do these kind of applications, and when it goes into manufacturing process of this, very high chances that it may become very stiff because of the applications what you have. And
Mhm.
because we it product also have to be a breathable product, okay, because that's our essence of it. It has to have a comfort, touch and feel, everything should be maintained. And that's where our actual science comes in. So we use globally approved agencies to test our product. We take few garments, we take, even before making the garment, we take 2 meter of sample fabric, which goes into the laboratory. We check how after the garment will be manufactured, how it the look and feel will be, how much of curing it will be needed, whether it is after 15 wash, what is happening after 20 wash, after 6 months of cycle, how the garment will behave, including their stitching and color fade and depth of and also the performance of our technology. So we have tied up with three international agencies. One is in UK, one is Germany, and one is in Mumbai. So we do a combination and we take advice from all the three agencies. And then the final product, after all these testing reports are done to us, then only we approve that, okay, this fabric, we will make this garment. So it's a complete scientific process, and then we go into full-fledged production.
Mhm. Mhm. And where is the manufacturing, Surendra?
This is in India only, in Bangalore. And just to tell you, Bangalore is one of the biggest hub in the world for making international brands in apparels.
Ah,
You
okay.
can you which was surprise to me too, because when you say Bangalore, you only think of IT. But I can tell
Yeah.
you, bigger than IT industry is the apparel industry, and biggest name in the world, even in manufacturing and exports, are in Bangalore. And you can name the world's best, from Gucci to Armani to every brand you have heard of, from of international stature. They have factories in Bangalore.
Wow. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I
Yeah,
always thought that, kapas, the cotton is from Surat area and, in Gujarat. So, the manufacturing hub will be in
yeah,
Gujarat also. And, that also reminds me of, very different product line, which is polyester. When
yeah.
Dhirubhai Ambani brought that to India and, how he
Mhm.
was selling it by putting ton of polyester kapda on his bicycle
Mhm.
and going
Yeah.
store to store.
Mhm.
So from there
No, that
to Tech and Bangalore, so
no, no,
very nice.
Surat, but just to clarify, also Surat is also one of the biggest hub, especially for making the fabric itself. But the
Right.
conversion into apparel happens in Bangalore, and also for cotton, like the t-shirts, cotton t-shirts. There's a place which is uh, 4 to 5 hours of drive from Bangalore. It's called Tripur, and Tripur is one of the world's biggest manufacturer of cotton t-shirts, just to put the perspective right.
Wow, wow. So let's talk about your team now. So how big is the team? When you started, it was obviously, it was your brainchild, and Sushil from Marwadi Catalyst helped you in realizing that, dream. And, you have a free hand in running the company. How did you build your team? How difficult or easy was it? Uh, and which were the departments that you had to focus more on, and where the team stands now?
Okay. No, I think this was one of the biggest area which we wanted to focus, because when we, took over the company, prior to in that, they had close to 50 to 60 people already on roll, and plus if you add the other contract on contract employees, it was close to 75. So we said, now if we are restarting and we are putting our own money into it, and we haven't got any big funding from any VC or funds, let us, start small. But we can't be so small that we are not being able to make our mark in the market. So what we did is that the biggest area when you start anything digital is your performance marketing. So we were very clear that, okay, initial stage, we will go only through our own website, because then you have control of your customer experience. You will be knowing that, okay, whether your products are right product market fit is happening or not. And also any feedback is direct from the customer, so that we can improve the things as we go. And that was one of our successful strategy, I would say. And for complete 1 year, we never went to any marketplace. We were in total control of our customer buying behavior, how many times the customer is coming back to us, whether he's happy, not happy. We could, because we had his contact details, email, we could easily contact him, and that's how actually we built or corrected our lot of initial products also when we were relaunching. Second, we realized that once front end is sorted, you have to really work on your back end, which is your operational excellence, and which was one of the key reasons also one of for transformation of this company. So earlier, the company used to operate 3 to 4 warehouses across the country. So what we did is that we all brought all at one place, and we started engaging with top class courier companies, but not to have multiple location warehousing. And wherever, if it is bit far location, we contracted them for airlift kind of our couriers, which actually, if we do maths in that scenario, we actually were making spending much lesser compared to, and still giving a little bit extra to these airfare for these courier companies. So we were able to save 38% of our logistic and warehousing cost just by bringing everything together at one place, and also catering all India geographies from one place. And that was one of the good thing which we did. Second, also, I actually touched upon this subject in Shark Tank also, the optimizing of your, courier boxes. So when we studied their contracts and all that, they have slabs of half kg, 1 kg, 1.5 kg, and they have a automated machines which actually takes your volumetric weights. So we designed our box, which was close to 1 kg. To be precise, we did a boxing of 0.983 kind of volumetric weight. So what happens is, with that, you are optimizing the complete space of it. And plus, when their Falcon machines, they check the volumetric weight with the laser, you will never cross 1 kg, because it has been optimized. So you save even and in that, you save also quite a lot amount only on your freight charges, on based on the weight of the, or volumetric weight of the courier box. So that also we were able to do it in extremely very cost effective way. Third, we started we thought, if your inventory management is, or our front end is not controlled through a proper process or a software, we will not be able to scale up. So we actually took the very very basic versions of the very good softwares, which, if tomorrow the business scales, we don't need to change the software company or services company. But because changing of software, APIs, integration is again a very big task. So when our business was initial days, when it was low, we have spent quite a lot time in actually integrating everything of our business, from our payment gateways to our checkout page, to optimizing our website, the speed of website, how our return management and refund will happen. So that when the warehouse, when the product is coming, how the RTO will come in when customers are not accepting the product, or if the phone number is wrong, how the product will come back, how the refurbishment will happen, and overall how this inventory will look on our front end and at the back end. So all these software integrations were done, and we were ready that if once our business scales up, we should be tech ready to handle all this kind of load. And that we were very very successful, and we did it without any hitch.
Wow, very nice, very nice. So you got 1.2 crores by giving 4% in equity,
Yeah,
and you decided not to go into a recurring, recurring fee
royalty.
model. Yeah. So how was
Royalty.
that? And tell us a little about your Shark Tank India journey. How did
Okay.
that happen? How did you got contacted? How much time you were given? And what is that whole process looks like?
Okay. No, I think this is a question which has been asked when after coming back from Shark Tank. Was it real? Is it that pre-deal happens behind the scene?
Right.
I can tell you in first line, that this is a real show. you only meet sharks when the door opens. Okay. And same thing for sharks, they see the founder when the door opens. So we meet only on that floor. And whatever conversation happens is your free flow talk, what you do.
Sure.
So the journey started almost 6 to 7 months prior to the show when it was released. So it's a 6 to 7 months kind of journey when they did all the pre-evaluation, and their team comes in, channel teams comes in. So we were contacted on our email, and that their scouting team, they saw our products and everything, and they contacted our customer care department that we want to talk to the founder, and that's how we actually got to know that somebody is actually contacting us.
Uh,
And at that time, and we were in the process of filling the forms also. It actually happened parallelly. So we actually took some advice when we were filling the form also, which was a helping hand. And once that was done, there were close to 200,000 applications, which was, people have applied for this event. So we were lucky that we passed out the first round of initial screening. Second round, they go a bit more in detail. What is your product? What are your USPs? What your plan and vision, kind of. Third round, we were actually shortlisted, and our few documents have been asked to check the authenticity of what we are doing. Fourth round, we were actually called for a video shoot without Shark, but their initial team, which has shot more than close to 2 to 3,000 episode founders. They will shoot,
uh,
and you have to present your product on their video, which actually goes for evaluation for the next round. So we cleared that also, which happened in Bangalore, and then we were called for the final shoot in Mumbai, which is in the film city there.
mhm,
And when this, we were called 3 to 4 days prior. So there are a lot of rehearsals and questions and form filling and your background and products. Many things happens at that time. And
mhm,
once the pitch which you have to prepare yourself, and then you get vetted by the Shark Tank's team, that okay, this
mhm,
is my pitch, and they do some value add into it, and their introduction has to be in a proper framework which is standard for
mhm,
everyone, but rest everything can be your product and everything.
mhm.
So we did that, and finally when we went inside, doors opened, and we saw all the four sharks in front of me. Sometimes it is a bit of a nervous moment,
Uh-huh.
but I can tell you, how many stages you have been to. But whenever this was like a first and overwhelming experience for me, when all lights and camera action kind of stuff, and I
Right.
was very excited. And after that, as you have seen that one of the shark has been our previous investor in the old company, and I
Yes.
can tell you that was the turning point for many, many viewers, that now this pitch will go in a negative sense, or this will become a story which will have a hangover of the old previous company, and he may or may not get the funding.
Yeah.
So I think, but what happened was that the way we have done our deal outside when we were taking over this company, and I can tell you, when you hire right people, right legal resources, and do it in a very transparent and ethical way, you don't have any reason to be nervous at that time. And I can tell
Right.
you, and you will see in my episode, that I was very confident in replying the all the questions what the previous investor asked about his equity in his old company. He also talked about old founders. And I told, that it was never intentional by even the old founders. That COVID can happen to anyone. And
Mhm,
this time it was this company and young founders, when they started the company, or maybe when they were in trouble, they had no intention of, going out of market. They were in the market and helping us also to grow back again. So that's the kind of, transparent discussion we had with one of the shark, Piyush Bansal,
yeah.
owner of, founder of Lenskart,
Yeah.
and all the other, sharks. Actually, got the real picture of this company, and they were so excited after that that then even they commented that this was one of it is fair, and the way we explained everything went on very well. After that, the whole thing changed, and people were all the four, including Piyush, again was into very positive mode. He was supporting. He was saying that now the way we are doing this transformation is exactly the points which right points I have got, and how we are limiting the number of SKUs, which was one of the drawback there when you have close to 9,000 SKUs versus now we are doing business with close to 500 SKUs. You can imagine
Correct.
the kind of stock or stock turnover ratio
Yeah.
with the amount of capital blocked in inventory was enormous. And second, at the price point what they were selling, and the way we were selling, as I told you in earlier also, that we were selling more of benefits rather than feature, and that
Yeah.
has given us a good traction. And this got excited when we told the story of transformation, that how we are controlling the cost, manpower from 50 people, now currently we are only 9 people running the whole company, and we are almost now at a good level of revenue and growing rapidly, and also in a very profitable way. And that's where all three sharks actually gave the offer, and we liked the terms and condition of Mr. Azhar Iqbal, who is the founder
Yeah.
of InShots. So
Yeah.
that was without the royalty and no royalty to be paid. And the other offers were like, as you earlier asked, what was the offer and why we rejected. In those kind of offer, you give the equity, plus you also give royalty for a particular period of time, till the time they recover their 1x or 1.5x of
Yeah.
their initial investment, and still the equity continues. So
Yeah.
I told that this is not the kind of deal I want, and I was
Mhm.
very clear that I can't put my company into a commitment in which you will have to pay royalty from your bottom line, which started from 5%, and which then they negotiated and came down to even 1%. But I was very clear that I can't let my share of EBITDA every month goes to an
Yeah.
investor, and he still owns equity also. So it's kind
Yeah.
of double sided sword.
Double
And I
whammy.
was very
Yeah.
clear, and I told that I will not be able to take your offer. And he said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm not sure, and that's not in my mindset to take either royalty." And that's when Mr. Azhar Iqbal, he offered
Mhm.
me without royalty, and without even second thought, I said, "Let's make the deal." And
That's
that's
good.
when we closed.
Congratulations to you on that. So 1.2 crores, about $145,000.
Yeah.
What is the use of funds? What you're going to do with these funds?
Okay. No, I think, from fund point of view, now, even prior to when I was going to Shark Tank, we were in discussion with a few of the investors, and we are raising a bit more than this. What we want to do with this fund, the Shark Tank fund, and also the other investors fund, which we are now waiting that it will now hit our bank, is that we want to first expand a little bit more into marketplaces, increase a little bit of more SKUs, not into the bit variety, but into bit of more width of either offering of colors and stuff. Sorry.
Great.
So we second, we want to, because our product is very experimental. People love when they do experiment with our products, and which we have done in a very short span of time in Bangalore, in one of the mall. So we
Mhm.
want to create some experience centers which will look like Apple or a Samsung kind of showroom, where your denim will be inside like a museum, dim lights, but we will keep a lot of experience uh, props, where people will come and drop with a test tube or something, a Coke or a
Ah,
coffee on white
okay.
shirts. And so experience center, where also we will explain the story of red aloe vera, how we are sustainable, how we are making these products very skin friendly, and this is good for earth and for you. So this is the kind of story we want to. So we will spend some money in 3 or 4 experience center in few metros in India, and based
Mhm.
on that, we will attract either franchisee or some people, those who want to invest in brand, and we will give them license to sell these products.
So Surendra, right now, tell me a little more about your sales. Is it
Yeah.
coming through Instagram ads, Meta, Google ads, or direct sale through your website? So what is happening more? And you have few storefronts also, like, at the airport and all. So which is
Mhm.
working better for you?
Okay. So I think, first of all, in digital marketing, you can't run away from the performance marketing, and Meta Google is an obvious choice. Now, how much you spend and how cleverly you are able to get ROS from that is the game changer formula. And if anybody says that I have cracked it 100%, he's lying. So, from day one, we were very clear that not to go over spend on both on Meta and Google. The science behind both the platforms works very differently. So what
Yeah.
we did is that we targeted very, because our product is also mid premium. So we started niche, and we started with very very small budget, because even if you have millions in your account, even if you spend millions on these platform, they will not give you sale in one day. It's a very gradual process, and the cycle is close to, some people say, 3 months, or it may even take 6 months to really get into the real ROS from what actually you are spending. And that's exactly what happened. So we have spent, or we have allocated some funds for Meta for sure, because it is giving slow and steady. It gives you a good, if you target right, if your campaigns are targeted to right, and the type of campaigns, when to switch on and when to switch off and when to pivot, is all what our team monitors very very closely.
Mhm.
Second, coming to Google, is a platform which is for long term. And I can tell you, if you crack the Google code, especially the SEO part of it, you have done 30 to 40% of your job of saving money on your performance marketing. So it may look very not so lucrative or on ROI basis to spend on Google SEO, but I can tell you, you must do that, so that after 6 months, when slowly you will realize that you can even acquire a customer half the cost of Meta if you do your Google right. So these two things are pillars of any digital brand. Third thing which comes in very handy is that now ecosystem has evolved, and WhatsApp is not only a chat kind of app. It has gone into a WhatsApp commerce, and if you really understand the science of WhatsApp commerce, is massive. And if you have already acquired customers, or if you want to do something in which you want to communicate with the customers, or you want to keep in touch with them, you don't need to do Meta or Google again and again. Slowly, those customers who have already bought from you, you should have a bucket from where you should use WhatsApp commerce. Now, to do WhatsApp commerce, you have to have a good software which actually leverages this WhatsApp as a commerce. So we
Mhm.
have quite a number of softwares which we actually evaluated and selected one of them. And here you can actually define the journey of a complete customer, and at each touch point. And that's actually a game changer to retain the customer and to increase your repeat buy. And slowly,
Mhm.
when you build up, and if your repeat buy percentage increases, and if you are able to contact your customer at a very low cost of reaching customer, which is a WhatsApp charges,
Mhm.
which in India is less than 1 rupee kind of. So you are able to do that. So if you leverage that as 20 to 30% of your customer base who is coming to buy and again, so overall in a blended formula, you don't feel that you are burning too much to acquire or retaining customers.
Sure, sure, solid. What do you think about the LinkedIn ads? Because the Apple that you have built is also for busy executives who are traveling, and at least here in America, everybody has a LinkedIn profile. If you are a
Yeah,
professional, you have to be on LinkedIn. What do you think
very
of
true.
that platform?
No, it's an amazing platform, and I think in recent days, LinkedIn, the reach of LinkedIn has multiplied.
Yes.
And I think, and there it is not the Facebook world for fun, and here it's a serious business. And especially when you are into completely formal wear, we are actually in between. So when you are into that category, I think you should explore LinkedIn. And we haven't done a lot on LinkedIn, But I think in coming days, our team is thinking of it as one of the serious channel.
So three more questions before I let you go. I know it is almost close to 10 p.m. your time, and today is Monday night for you, Monday morning for me, and and Tuesday, and then the whole week is in front of you. How big is your digital marketing team? Have you outsourced it, or do you have it in house?
Okay. Earlier when we started, it was outsourced. But then we realized that if you are creating a brand and only depending on outsourced model where a person or an agency person who manages 10 to 15 brands or sometimes even more in his portfolio will not be able to do justice to your brand. And when
Mhm.
you are into niche the way we are in, we need a lot of creative stuff to come out, not only from the graphic designer point of view, but also how do you market from a performance marketing point of view. So after a few months, we decided to actually, have our own in-house digital team. So
Okay.
little bit of part still we keep it outside, which my team actually can control. And there's a very definite deliverables what they do, but
Mhm.
major team is now in-house,
Okay.
supported by outside agency.
Very, very nice. Very nice, friend. Now, one of the big question, Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
Yeah.
worldwide famous guy in the world of cricket, very popular in India, another god of cricket, if you will,
Yeah.
and he has won World Cup for us. Uh, you know, so
Very
he
true.
wears the brand. That in itself is a big thing. How did that happen? And tell me any interaction that you had with him
Yeah.
because of that association.
No, I think he has been a blessing for us, and I now when I look back and we say, many people have asked that why Mahendra Singh Dhoni has been spotted so many times wearing only terms, and all our colors of t-shirts, rather whether it is polo t-shirt or it is round neck t-shirt, crew neck, or even the linen shirts. Every and they have initially purchased from our website, and he actually won, and he has even gifted to many of his cricketer associates. So that makes us so proud that it is it is a different than when a celebrity actually endorses your product. Rather, he actually loves and buys it, and when he
Yes.
buys it second time, third time, and he wears it so many times, and he's been spotted by his fans, and suddenly we get a picture that today Dhoni is wearing your t-shirt.
Mhm.
You feel proud of it. And then when we look back, we saw, when you actually put time on quality, the way I explained how we source cotton and how our t-shirts are
Sure.
made, actually made so much of difference when you actually wear it. And that's what, when we were talking to his one of very very close friend, and he told that he wears not only for your tech, he's amazed with your tech, but he wears it because it is so comfortable and made he can buy companies out, but when he becomes so big fan of your brand, you feel proud. And he said he loves the comfort of it, and that's
Wow.
actually is the biggest word or blessings we can get from him. So we are in touch with his friend, and soon I can't disclose more, but soon you will see many more things
Sure.
coming up
Sounds
with.
sounds sounds good. Suresh, one last question, and when are you entering the American market? We
Oh,
need.
I can tell you, by the way, we actually won 3 or 4 international awards, and one of the international awards uh, is actually when our government took few selected startups from India to US, and we were
Mhm.
one of the fortunate to land in San Francisco, and
Okay.
do a pitch, and we met many people there, and
Uh-huh.
after that also I got a lot of queries from US. But after Shark Tank, I'm getting on my LinkedIn, that we are this company and we would like you to come to US. And what we are now thinking is that currently we are in a phase where we still have not covered the complete India potential, and I would say that it will take more 3 to 4 months to actually get complete spread in whole India, and then maybe US can be one of our option, and we will
Mhm.
first step we will go through Amazon.com, and
Mhm.
then we will get into the franchisee model. So it's a journey of from 8 to 9 months to 12 months kind of. You can see us in US soon.
Great. Soon. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll be coming to India soon. And then we have Thai Global Summit in Bangalore this year in
Yeah.
December. So I'm looking forward to meeting with you over there. Maybe you will have a booth there also. But I would like to become your customer. So if you could ship international, do let me know. If not, I can get it shipped to my, some of my friends or family in India, and then, get it here, because I would love to, not only support, but I would love to be a proud owner of your product.
I'm so glad to hear
And
that. I'm
and
so.
then Surendra, another thing, whenever you are raising funds again, do let me know. I would like to make some investments, as well as I would like to create a SPV here with my
Mhm.
investor friends, and try to see if we could be be investing in your company, because I have been a firm believer in what you have been doing. I've been watching you for over 2 years now.
Mhm.
But everything that is going is great going, and you are so humble, and you have such
Mhm.
a great grip of your business.
Thank you.
And that I interviewed so many people, I sit in so many pitch events. I don't see that coming from from a founder who
Mhm.
just took a company and turned it around. Very humble, very focused, and knows the business to the T. So congratulations to you on
Thank
that.
you. Thank you
And,
so much.
you're a great guy, and all the best to you, to Terms and your team. I'm sure you will be going to be an international brand, Surendra. Very, very
I'm
soon.
so glad to hear that, and thank you so much for kind words.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Surendra. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Pleasure meeting you.